See, brothers and sisters, we have to understand something. History does not grade intentions. It grades outcomes. And the outcomes here is clear. A law written to secure Black citizenship has been applied broadly, debated constantly, and enforced inconsistently. And the people it was written for are still fighting for the claimant, or we have just been brainwashed of inclusion of everything that we don't even recognize what was rightly ours.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine.
And welcome to another edition of the Publisher's Desk, powered by Black Westchester Magazine and blackwestchester.com. And first, I want to thank everybody who's been supporting the show. And please hit the follow button, like, subscribe, support independent Black media. We are not just a YouTube station. We are an actual newspaper.
You make kind of a provocative comment in your new book here, Mugged, and I think it's on page 151. You write that various groups, feminists, gay rights groups, and those who are defending immigrants have commandeered the Black civil rights experience. Yes. What do you mean by that?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that because I think it's one of the most important points of the book. I mean, I think the way liberals have treated Blacks like children, and many of their policies have been harmful to Blacks. At least they got the beneficiary group right. We do have to, we shouldn't. There is the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow laws. We don't owe the homeless. We don't owe feminists. We don't owe women who are desirous of having abortions, but or gays who want to get married to one another. That's what civil rights has become for much of the left. They dropped the Blacks after 5 minutes.
Immigrant rights are not civil rights?
No, I think civil rights are for Blacks.
See, this is essentially the problem, and the Republicans don't understand.
What have we done to the immigrants? We owe Black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even been in this country.
But you see, most of us are either immigrants or are the descendants of immigrants, and we understand.
I want to start off asking a simple question. Who was the 14th Amendment written for? Not who is using it today. Not who is debating on it on TV. Not who is arguing about it in Supreme Court. Who was it actually written for? See, because if you don't know to start right there, everything else that you're hearing, brothers and sisters, right now is just a bunch of political noise. So let's deal with the facts. The 14th Amendment was written after the Civil War. It was written in direct response to the Supreme Court case Dred Scott versus Sanford. That case said Black people were not citizens, not free Black people, not enslaved Black people. None of them. Nobody was citizens. The government had already decided that we were not part of the country. So Congress had to correct that. The 14th Amendment was not a philosophical statement. It was a legal fix for a specific problem. Black Americans were denied citizenship, period. That is the origin. That is the purpose. That is the record. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable, brothers and sisters, because once that amendment was passed, it did not stay focused on the people it was written for. Within decades, corporations were using it more successfully than Black Americans. Let that sink in. While Black citizens were being lynched, disenfranchised, and pushed out of economic life, the 14th Amendment was protecting business interests. That's not a theory, that's history. Then it happens again. The civil rights laws gets passed because of Black struggle, then it gets expanded to cover everyone else. Affirmative action shifts from repairing Black economic damage to general diversity programs. Fair housing laws exist on paper, but Black home ownership gaps barely move. Same pattern, same result. The people who paid for the law are the last to benefit from it. And now let's fast forward today. The Supreme Court of the United States is hearing arguments about birthright citizenship. And what are they debating? Domicile, allegiance, legal interpretation. And what are they not debating? The original purpose of the amendment. Both sides are arguing over who qualifies today. And nobody is asking who it was written for. And that matters, brothers and sisters, because when you remove the origin, you can reshape the meaning. Here's the question that should be at the center of this entire debate. And all our leaders and our even black leaders are not even discussing this. What does it mean when every group can claim the protections of a law except the group who was suffering and that made the law necessary? Think about it. Black Americans have had to fight for protections of an amendment that was written specifically for them. Not once, repeatedly, over generations. This is not a coincidence. That is a system that black people are not fighting for, even when we had a black president. Now let's talk about something else nobody wants to touch. The economic reality of this. The United States is the largest source of remittances in the world. Over $79 billion sent abroad in 1 year. Money earned here, but sent somewhere else. That's not an opinion, that's data. Now think about what that means. Many people who come here can build wealth here and send it back home. They have a second option. They have an exit plan. Black Americans do not. How many times do you go to Mexico and you bump into someone who is from Mexico but came to America and made the money and living like a king in Mexico? Black Americans, we have never had that option. There is no homeland return to, no infrastructure waiting, no economic fallback for Black Americans. The culture was erased during slavery. So when Black Americans talk about citizenship, they're talking about the only country that they have. You see, that's a different relationship, and pretending it's the same leads to bad policy and bad outcomes. So let's be clear. This is not about denying anybody's rights. This is not about being against immigration. This is about telling the truth about an origin and the outcomes of that origin. This is a difference between extending a law and replacing its purpose. And what we've seen over time is not just expansion, it has been deflection away from Black Americans and the Black struggle and the history of oppression that Black Americans have faced in this country. The original use gets put aside. The original group gets pushed back, and the conversation moves on without them like they don't even exist. See, brothers and sisters, we have to understand something. History does not grade intentions. It grades outcomes. And the outcomes here is clear. A law written to secure Black citizenship has been applied broadly, debated constantly, and enforced inconsistently. And the people it was written for are still fighting for the claimant, or we have just been brainwashed of inclusion of everything that we don't even recognize what was rightly ours. So the next time you hear someone talk about the 14th Amendment, ask the question nobody wants to answer. Who was it written for? And why are they still the last to benefit from it? See, if you want real conversations based on facts, history, and outcomes, subscribe to this channel. Black Westchester Magazine, blackwestchester.com, the news with the Black point of view. And this is the Publisher's Desk, and I'm Damon K. Jones. And as always, brothers and sisters, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay Blacktastic. Peace out.
Appreciate you taking the time to engage with real conversations, real issues, and real perspectives that matter to Black America. Stay connected, stay informed, and as always, we'll see you next time at the Publisher's Desk. It's going to be Blacktastic. If you're serious about political clarity and independent thinking, this is for you. The Political Thought Bundle includes 3 full books, all personally signed. Democrats and Republicans, The Ultimate Gangbangers, breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for Cowards lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books. One bundle, $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right. It's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed Political Thought Bundle today. It's going to be Blacktastic. For more than a century, Black America built its own economy under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses. We built banks. We bought land and property. In The Forgotten Blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965, and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint, how Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two Step Publishing and Amazon. Black Westchester Magazine has been giving our community a voice, reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it. If you believe in real journalism, community accountability, and keeping Black voices strong in local news, we need your help. Your donation helps us continue covering the stories that matter: politics, education, justice, and economic empowerment right here in Westchester. Support Black media, support Black truth, support Black Westchester Magazine. Donate today and help keep Black media alive. Because Black-owned independent media is Blacktastic. Black Westchester Magazine presents People Before Politics, the Sunday Rundown, every Sunday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Join Damon K. Jones, A.J. Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as they break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and community from a Black point of view. No spin, no party loyalty, just logic, accountability, and outcomes. If it impacts Black America, we're talking about it. Tap in, subscribe, set your reminder. This Sunday at 6 p.m. is going to be Blacktastic.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.